Imagine a man so enigmatic that his origin, genealogy, and destiny remain a mystery to this day. A figure who suddenly appeared in the Bible, blessed Abraham, and then vanished without explanation. Who was Melchizedek? What is his true meaning? And more importantly, what can his story teach you about your life today? Welcome to the Millennial Wisdom Channel. Today, we will explore 5 great lessons from Melchizedek that can transform your perspective on spirituality, purpose, and leadership. But stay tuned until the end, because the 3rd lesson may radically change your understanding of authority and success. Most people do not grasp the true depth of Melchizedek's story in the Bible. Many only know that he was a king and priest, but hidden truths in his journey can revolutionize our understanding of life and faith. And one surprising fact, his identity is directly connected to Jesus Christ and our spiritual destiny. Have you ever wondered why he is one of the most mysterious characters in the scriptures? Stay with us until the end of this video and discover how Melchizedek's teachings can guide you toward greater clarity, wisdom, and inner peace. But before analyzing his lessons, we need to understand who he really was and why his figure is so impactful. The first mention of Melchizedek occurs in the book of Genesis, chapter 14. The story begins when Abraham, still called Abram, sets out to rescue his nephew Lot, who had been captured after a conflict between kings in the region of Sodom and Gomorrah. After winning the battle, Abraham returns, and it is at this moment that Melchizedek mysteriously appears in the narrative. Without any prior introduction, he emerges as the king of Salem and priest of the Most High God, bringing bread and wine to Abraham. In response, Abraham gives him a tithe of everything he had gained in battle. This is the only occasion where Melchizedek physically appears in the biblical narrative. Centuries later, David mentions Melchizedek in Psalm 110, prophesying that the Messiah would be a priest according to the order of Melchizedek. But what makes this figure so special and mysterious? His name means King of Righteousness, and he ruled Salem, which would later become Jerusalem, the City of Peace. Unlike traditional priests of the Old Testament, there is no record of his ancestry or descendants, something extremely rare in Jewish tradition, where priestly lineage was crucial. Additionally, he combined 2 roles rarely seen together. He was both king and priest. This makes him a prophetic type of Christ, who also fulfills both roles. Another intriguing detail is that Melchizedek offered bread and wine to Abraham, a gesture that many scholars interpret as a foreshadowing of the Last Supper, symbolizing the body and blood of Christ. In the New Testament, in the book of Hebrews, Melchizedek is compared to Jesus Christ, described as someone who had neither beginning nor end and who remains a priest forever. This leads us to a major question. Who was Melchizedek really? Some believe he was a manifestation of Christ before his incarnation, while others see him as a Canaanite king who feared God. Regardless of the theory, one thing is certain. Melchizedek was not just a historical figure but a symbol of leadership, spirituality, and mission. Now, think about your life. Have you ever felt lost in the search for a greater purpose? Have you ever doubted whether you were on the right path? Believe it, the answers may lie in Melchizedek's teachings. What can this mysterious king and priest teach us about faith, humility, leadership, and purpose? First lesson: true purpose lies in justice and peace. Melchizedek was called the King of Righteousness and the King of Peace. His rule in Salem, the city that would later become Jerusalem, shows that he represented more than just an earthly government. He symbolized the union of justice and peace. Many times, we seek meaning in life through material achievements, professional success, or social recognition. Melchizedek teaches us that true purpose lies in pursuing righteousness and promoting peace. Those who live justly and work for peace find meaning and fulfillment. Now reflect. Do your daily actions promote these values around you? Second lesson: a true leader serves before being served. When he met Abraham, Melchizedek did not demand tributes, did not seek recognition, and did not pursue advantages. Instead, he served. He brought bread and wine and offered a blessing to Abraham. This gesture teaches us something crucial. A true leader serves. In a world where many seek leadership positions for status or power, Melchizedek shows us that greatness comes through service. Are you willing to serve first? Or do you wait to be recognized before taking action? Third lesson. Your value is not defined by your origin. Unlike Levitical priests, whose function depended on their lineage, Melchizedek was a priest without a recorded genealogy. This fact teaches us that God chooses us for our purpose, not for our past. Many limit themselves because of their life stories. Often, we believe that our mistakes, our origins, or our difficulties determine our future. But Melchizedek shows us that God can use us regardless of our past. 30.1 This teaches us that what matters most is not where we come from, but where we are going. Are you holding on to your past, or are you looking toward the future with faith? Fourth lesson. True worship involves total surrender. Melchizedek blessed Abraham and received his tithe. This shows us that true connection with God involves both giving and receiving. It is not just about asking, but also about offering our lives, our time, and our talents for something greater. Have you been living in genuine worship, or are you only seeking blessings without fully surrendering to God? Fifth lesson. An eternal legacy is worth more than temporary wealth. Although he appears only a few times in the Bible, Melchizedek left an eternal impact. He is remembered to this day as an example of justice and spirituality. This teaches us that what truly matters is not the possessions we accumulate, but the impact we leave on the lives of others. What are you building today? How will your legacy be remembered? Now reflect. Which of these teachings from Melchizedek touched your heart the most? Have you been living with justice, humility, and service, or have you been carried away by the pursuit of status and fleeting achievements? Melchizedek's story teaches us that true purpose is not found in power or human recognition, but in justice, peace, and service to others. Interestingly, this lesson is completely opposite to the trajectory of Nebuchadnezzar, a king who had everything but was destroyed by his own pride and arrogance. If you want to understand how pride can bring down even the most powerful, watch the other video on the channel, 5 Lessons from Nebuchadnezzar about the danger of pride and arrogance. The link will be in the description. Now, share your opinion. Which lesson from Melchizedek impacted you the most? Leave your comment, like the video, and subscribe to the Millennial Wisdom channel for more inspiring content. Activate the notification bell and continue your journey of spiritual growth. May God bless you, and see you in the next video.